to the speaker series. I met Noah, it must have been about 12 years ago now. At North Seattle Community College in the web development program there, kind of where you all are at right now. So this is, we were just doing some flashback 12 years as we were walking around the campus and thinking about all that's happened. The web has changed a lot since then, but in some ways it hasn't changed at all. Still some of the same issues, and we're talking about scoping projects this morning and how that's still a problem 12 years later, and you're still making $5 an hour when you scope a project at 40 hours, it comes out at 120. So it's been fun to think about that. Noah got a job right after you graduated, actually before you graduated. I think you did finish out though.
Yes.
Yeah, so, you know, even if you get a job.
It was like 2 days before I graduated. Like 2 days.
Don't tell him that, man. And has been working since in the field as a web developer. And has, I think one of the key things that you're going to want to hear about today is his work with internship programs. Because he started internship programs before in his work, and is currently in his position at TSC Inc. is beginning their internship program for them there. So exciting time for them. He's looking for an intern, so be a good part of it. So Noah, I'll let you.
Testing.
So my name's Noah Britton. Basically been working in web development for 10 years, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience in the wacky world of web development. It's crazy out there. It's fun. Basically, I graduated from North Seattle Community College in 2000 with a web certificate. I immediately got a job with a .com company back in 2000, who basically spent $1 million a month and brought in $20,000 a month revenue. And that was the model back then. You think of the future. And they went bankrupt 4 months later, and then I basically just started getting W-2 jobs.
Say more about what that is. Say more about a W-2 job.
So there's different types of employment. There's W-2, which is salaried employment. There's 1099 contractor, where they don't take any taxes out. You've got to be really careful doing web development on how you structure your business. You need to know if you're doing 1099 that taxes are not going to be taken out. You need to pay for it. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. My first job, actually I gotta turn this on. My first job that didn't fail, was here in Seattle. I was born and raised in Seattle. Spell this right. It was a W-2 job in downtown Seattle. And the benefits of having a regular W-2 job is, benefits, they pay half your Social Security taxes, and basically I learned Cold Fusion, the programming language, while working at this job. I'd never used it before, never even heard of it at that time, so I basically was self-taught in this company. And that's one of the things that I wish I would have had early on as a mentor. I never really had anybody to guide me, basically self-taught with Cold Fusion, and here they are now. Let's see. Pretty much after Bryant Christie, I went to New York, I followed a girl, and I basically sold all of my possessions. It was back in 2001, and I just moved to New York. And I found a job on Craigslist, of all places. And it's this fantastic front-end hair care product website. But one of the things that people don't understand is people still ask me, oh, you're a web designer. I'm like, actually, I don't do any design at all. It's a common misconception. People say, oh, you're a web designer. Actually, I'm a web developer. So all this design here, of course, is not mine, but the back-end coding was. And one of the things that I found companies trying to make me do sometimes is be something I'm not. They want me to be a designer. They want me to be a front-end coder. I'm a back-end SQL guy, Cold Fusion guy. I suck at front-end stuff. And it's always good to know what you can and can't do, and you outsource the rest. And basically, at my company now, TSC, I have some cards here, we all suck at front-end development. We're all, we suck. I mean, HTML, CSS layouts, div layouts, float, all that stuff, terrible at it. We're all back-end programmers, but we're being asked to create these nice user interfaces, do some CSS layout, and that's basically what we're looking for an intern to do, is to come on board, take over someone's responsibilities, grow with the company,